Hello everyone, welcome to Barça News. It is May 16th, 2026, and today we're going to be talking about the wage space that Robert Lewandowski's departure will leave. Also, Barcelona moving forward with the contract renewal of Andreas Christensen. And finally, Barcelona are hitting pause on the signing of Alessandro Bastoni. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Boo. We'll begin this video by discussing the salary space that Robert Lewandowski's departure will leave. Now, as I mentioned in an earlier video today, Robert Lewandowski announced that he will not be extending his contract with Barcelona. So as such, he will be leaving the club at the end of this season as a free agent, as his contract is set to expire on June 30th. And with that, Lewandowski is closing a 4-year chapter that saw him win 3 La Liga titles. Now, all the details of Lewandowski's departure is on that video. It's in that video on that channel. So if you want to see it, make sure to check it out. But of course, now we do have to talk about how much salary space Lewandowski's departure will leave on Barcelona's wage bill. And well, it's 24 million euros. Lots of money that Lewandowski will be leaving on the wage bill because, of course, Barcelona don't have to pay his salary anymore. And that's 24 million euros that Barcelona will be able to use to register another player once they sign him in the summer transfer market. Now, what kind of player can Barcelona use that space to register? Well, of course, they could use it towards the registration of, well, Joao Pedro, who, as you know by now, he is Barcelona's #1 target to reinforce the center forward position. And even though the 24-year-old Brazilian player has a contract with Chelsea until 2033, and even though Chelsea have said on multiple occasions that they do not want to sell him, Barcelona believe that this operation is feasible for 2 reasons. The #1 reason is that Chelsea have not qualified to the Champions League, so this could be a reason for Joao Pedro to pressure for his exit because he wants to compete in European competitions. And the second reason is, of course, Chelsea's big financial fair play problem where they're going to have to offload players come the summer transfer market. Otherwise, they can face severe fines and punishment. This is why Barcelona believes that this operation is feasible. And in fact, Deco is currently in London holding talks with Joao Pedro's agent to see how can the club move forward with the signing of the Brazilian attacker. And now Chelsea did play today the FA Cup final against Man City, which they lost 0-1 or 1-0. Man City, so congratulations to Pep Guardiola and Man City on becoming champions. Now, Lewandowski's departure also affects another player, and this one is a current Barcelona player, and it's no other than Ferran Torres, because Ferran has his contract expires in 2027. Barcelona had not offered him a contract renewal because, of course, they wanted to figure out what was going to happen with Robert Lewandowski because Barcelona want to sign a center forward come the summer transfer market. But, of course, they still need a backup for that center forward. They wanted to see if it was going to be Lewandowski or Ferran. But now that Lewy is leaving, this leaves Ferran as the backup for that center forward, which means that Barcelona will most likely move forward with the contract extension of Ferran Torres past its expiration date of 2027, which I gotta say, this makes sense. Even though I do not like Ferran, I don't think he is a Barca-level player. I've been in favor of selling him for many, many years. But of course, unfortunately, given our financial situation, this is what we got to work with, right? In an ideal situation, Barcelona would sign 2 center forwards, a world-class center forward that can start and a backup center forward for that center forward. But in this case, we only have enough money for 1 center forward. So you sign that center forward, and well, that center forward needs a backup. It was going to be Lewy or Ferran. Lewy's leaving, so now it's going to have to be Ferran Torres. Now, speaking of contract renewals, Barcelona are moving forward with the contract extension of Andreas Christensen. Now, as you know by now, Christensen's contract expires at the end of the season on June 30th. Barcelona had offered him a contract renewal with a reduced salary where he would earn half of what he's currently earning. However, his salary is tied to how many matches he would be available for, given that he's been very injury prone. So the more matches he plays, the more his salary goes up, all the way up to his current salary. So far, Christensen had not liked that offer. He had tried to negotiate a higher offer, but Barcelona gave him an ultimatum said, look, this is the best offer we have. You either accept it or you don't. And so far, Christensen didn't seem like he was going to accept it, but now reports are stating that Christensen is now prioritizing and staying at Barcelona because his family is happy in the city and he's willing to accept the salary reduction. And as such, Barcelona will move forward with the extension of the Danish player's contract, which, as I've said many times before, what are we doing here? I mean, don't get me wrong, Christensen, excellent player, excellent defender, but he has been injured for the last 2 seasons. Now, Barcelona, or as Jean Laporta said in previous interviews, they feel thankful to Christensen because he came for free to the club, so they don't want to leave him without a contract after so many injuries. So as a way of thank you, they want to give him a contract extension. I mean, we're not a charity. We're not an NGO. Like, what is this giving contracts to players just because we want to be thankful to them? I mean, we are thankful to Christensen. He got paid for all these years he was here. It's not like he was volunteering and working free. I don't know what's going on. I mean, sometimes, man, this board and makes some mind-blowing decisions or take some mind-blowing decisions. But anyways, that's the news. Barcelona moving forward with the contract extension of Christensen, who's now going to be 30, and he's been injured for 2 seasons. Obviously, those injuries, and he's not going to get any healthier as he gets older, but it is what it is. That's the board, and that's the sporting department that we have to deal with. Now, on to the next bit of news, because speaking of defenders, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona hitting the pause button on the signing of Alessandro Bastoni, who, as you know by now, is Barcelona's #1 target to reinforce the center-back position. Alessandro Bastoni reached an agreement with Barcelona back in April to join the club, so he's in favor of coming to Barca. Of course, the only thing outstanding was for Barcelona to negotiate with Inter Milan, where Inter Milan won 70 million euros for Bastoni. Barcelona want to pay more, around 50 to 55 million euros. But Barcelona have yet to make an official offer to Inter Milan for Bastoni. And for now, no offer will be made because Barcelona have hit pause on this signing. Not because Barcelona don't like Bastoni, but because Barcelona want to first figure out what's going to happen with the center forward position. Because as I told you in previous videos, Barcelona have 150 million euro budget for this summer transfer market. So they first want to figure out who's going to be the center forward that they're going to sign, how much it's going to cost, because of course that's the #1 priority. Once they figure that out, they'll know how much money they have left to sign Bastoni and whether they can afford to sign Bastoni once they've spent their money on a center forward. So for now, they have hit pause. Now, it's reported that both Bastoni and Inter Milan are getting nervous. Bastoni, of course, is getting nervous because he wants to know where he's going to be playing next season. And as far as Inter Milan, they're getting nervous because they want to know what's going to happen next season. Are they going to keep Bastoni? Is he going to leave? Do they need to look for a replacement? So both parties getting nervous. Barcelona is asking for calmness. But of course, neither Bastoni nor Inter Milan are going to wait forever. So Barcelona are going to have to figure out the center forward position sooner rather than later before, of course, Bastoni changes his mind and decides to stay at Inter Milan, because Bastoni has made it clear he's only considering 2 options, Barca or staying at Inter. For now, he wants to come to Barca. Let's hope Barcelona don't react too slowly to where he changes his mind and decides to stay at Inter Milan. Anyways, that is all for this video. We'll be uploading another video shortly. By the way, this is my 2nd attempt. I have filmed both videos and a documentary. Went to edit all 3. There was no sound. So this is my 2nd attempt filming all 3 videos again. Anyways, there will be a 2nd video and a documentary that will be aired tomorrow. So stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Barça.